G'day viewers, how's it going? Just sitting in my doorway at home, finishing another shift in hospitality. Came off a tough one last night, and anyhow, something sort of occurred to me, in all this business with photo identities and credit cards and policies that businesses have to try and prevent fraudulent transactions. It's all heading in a definite direction. And I just recently saw a YouTube video about a company that's bringing out these microchips, and that's not a particularly new thing. I think the microchipping thing has been around for a while. Some businesses apparently do it to their employees, so I've heard. I've never worked for one that's done that, and haven't heard of it happening in Australia, but it's possibly happening overseas. But this particular video I saw was about a microchip implant into the hand, the back of the hand or something, which is totally in line with the biblical teaching on the mark of the beast, which is going to be something that's in your forehead or in your right hand, in or on. So and it's got to have the 666 system, which could easily be encoded into a microchip. So I don't know, but that seems to be a pretty likely candidate, if you ask me, because it ties into the financial institution. The idea is that you'll be using this microchip implant to do transactions. So they want to get rid of credit cards that have got microchips in them. Get rid of cash, because Elon Musk's coming out with electronic cash. Everything's going electronic in terms of transactions. Most businesses are using cashless transactions now. So but there's kind of a fight going on between, you could say, the consumers and the businesses or government, and it's a bullying kind of power play, basically, because the power elite want to obviously be able to readily identify everybody in society. They want you to be trackable, traceable, like an item in the postal system. Trackable, traceable, easily identifiable, irrefutably identifiable, and they want to be able to have unfettered access to your finances, and they want to prevent people from slipping through the cracks, not being identifiable, using fraudulent or stolen credit cards, so doing all this fraud and stuff like that. They want to make sure that that's absolutely impossible, obviously, to maximize their revenue and stuff, to maximize the amount of money, because fraud and things like that are probably a huge cost to businesses and probably governments and things as well. So it's a big brother kind of mentality that they have, and they're the power elite, they're the bullies of society. From a Christian perspective, they represent the principality of the devil in the world. And he's a bully, and all his cronies are a pack of bullies. So, and they're all about, pushing us down while building themselves up, and maintaining a power base of control, restricting freedoms and controlling us, turning us into robots, at work. We're like robots, that have no freedoms at all. They're trying to enforce that mentality and way of thinking, that you don't have any freedom of choice and stuff like that, with these mandates for vaccines and things like that. We're being bullied all the time. And I guess the ultimate form of bullying would be a physical assault upon our person, and like cattle in a in a stockyard or something like that. They're tagged or branded, or whatever. It's a physical assault, upon the person, to be branded, tagged, earmarked, to have something forced into your skin or under your skin or whatever, is an assault upon your person. So it's kind of the ultimate form of bullying. So I can see this is where it's going, because I know there's so many members of the public that I deal with, that are trying to keep their own freedoms alive. They don't want to be identified by a business. They don't want to provide financial information that gives the business owners unfettered access to their finances, that can easily identify them as the owner of a credit card or something like that. They want to try and avoid it by dodging it. They won't present a physical credit card. They'll have a phone app that scrambles the numbers, so you only get this what's called a dynamic code, or the account code of the app that they're using to do their transactions. So, but it doesn't, for the purposes of the business, it doesn't provide any proof, that they're the actual owner of a credit card that they're using through an application. There's no way that the business owners can prove that I'm aware of. The current method we use is printing out a docket from an FPOS machine, but if it doesn't have the actual credit card numbers on it, or at least the last four digits of the credit card, there's no way that information can be linked up to a credit card number provided by a person. So you can't match them, with any form of evidence. If the numbers are scrambled on the docket and it doesn't match up with the credit card numbers that they're offering as theirs, and they're putting their name to it, saying they're the card holder, this is their name, this is the card number, this is their name as the card holder, this is their signature on the back, which has kind of got evidence and proof to it. And then if the business owners can get a docket when they present the physical card that's got those same credit card numbers on it, that's another form of proof, that they were physically present at a business, that they provided their card, the numbers match the numbers that they provided for payment, and it matches the name with the ID and all this sort of stuff, you see, to prevent fraud. That's what business owners and governments are trying to do. They're trying to make us trackable, traceable, irrefutably and easily identifiable, and they want unfettered access to our finances, not to some granny's finances down the road or whatever. So, but people being what they are, they're trying to be, they want to be free. They don't want to be locked in to having to provide all this information. They don't want to have to do it. They don't want to be mandated to be vaccinated, etc., mandated to provide photo ID, mandated to provide their credit card details, mandated to provide a documented proof of it and stuff like that when they do every transaction. So there's a fight back, or a pushback, and it's obviously the people that are trying to do this sort of thing, trying to get away with fraud and stuff like that, are obviously the people that are trying to slip through the cracks. They're tired of being bullied, basically, in their job. They're tired of living like a working robot, getting a measly pay packet and being bullied around all the time. They want to be freer of that, So that's why they're turning to methods to try and slip through the cracks. But like I said, the devil and his cronies are all over it. They're cracking down, making it harder and harder and harder. And the ultimate crackdown, or the ultimate mandate, would be, as I say, a physical assault on us. So they're not going to have something that's free of the person, like a credit card or an application, which is not a part of you. It's an extension of you financially or whatever. But to actually force something under your skin. I mean, that's an assault upon us. I've already said that, you know. But so that's where it's going. The ultimate bullying us into compliance. It's the devil's system, the mark of the beast. You know, it's certainly approaching. I can see where it's coming from and where it's going. You know, so it's going to be very difficult because at some point, you know, Christians are going to have to decide, you know, whether they're going to be forcibly marked, you know, because when these bullies bring these systems in, they're going to make it impossible for us to buy anything or whatever without using their microchip implant, you know, because their justification is going to be they're preventing fraud, you know, and they're facilitating the identification of us, you know, or whatever, you know, ID cards and all that stuff. It's, you know, and Big Brother cameras everywhere, you know. So that's their moral justification for it, but it's being bullied upon us, and it is the devil's regime that's doing it, you know. And it's warned against in the Bible, you know. So it's going to be the ultimate branding by the devil to say that you're one of his goats, you know, and you're going to hell, sort of thing. He's got you. Once he's forced that mark onto you, you're toast, you know. So it hasn't gotten to that point yet, but I can see it coming, you know. I can see it coming, that level of physical assault is coming to us Christians that are in supposedly a free world at the moment. You know, that's rapidly slipping away from us. Yeah, the day when we're going to be physically assaulted, and they're going to demand us to be marked. That's going to be the day for me when I'm going to have to refuse, and I don't know, start starving or something, I guess. You know, hunger strike like Gandhi. All right, so hang in there, you know. Keep the bastards honest, you know. Don't keep fighting the good fight. And I'll see you on the other side. And I'll see you on this channel as well. See you. Have a good day.